Hello out there, everybody. Manny here at Area 503. And I hope you all have been well since our last video. Today I just want to talk to you guys about what to do if you see a UFO. No, I'd understand if you ran away or if you tried to shoot at it. But if you didn't fight or run and you want to capture some decent UFO footage, I'm going to give you 10 tips that'll help you out. Number 1. Safely stop and then exit your vehicle. A large number of UFO sightings take place while the witnesses are in a moving vehicle. Because of a concept called applied retrograde motion, when you film a stationary object from a moving object, the stationary object can appear to move. For a great example of this, check out this video that I made explaining why the moon was caught changing directions in telescope imagery. Because of retrograde motion, it is best to stop your car and get out while filming a UFO. This will allow you to safely film from a stationary vantage point. And that brings us to number 2. Go outside. It's good for you. You get fresh air and you can experience nature, and there won't be any reflective glass between you and the UFO. So go outside. If you're in your car, get out, or at least roll down the window and shoot through it. If you're inside a house and you spot a UFO, go outside. Filming from inside a house window or a car window can make reflections like a dashboard light or a TV in the living room look like a UFO. And here's another huge problem with filming behind glass. Most modern cell phones have an infrared laser rangefinder. This laser is invisible to the naked eye, but the camera can detect it. And when you're filming from behind a piece of glass, the laser can sometimes be confused with a UFO. So do everyone a favor and go outside or exit your car, or at the very least, open or roll down the windows. That brings us to number 3. Use a tripod or a phone stand. You can find cheap phone stands at your local dollar store or retailer. If you don't have a tripod for your phone, these stands make a great cheap alternative. Additionally, if you followed rules 1 and 2, you can set the stand on the roof or hood of your car, or on a picnic table or something, and angle it to get clear, steady footage of your UFO, which is precisely what we're after. And that brings us to number 4. Use landscape mode, not portrait. Using landscape mode gives you the widest view possible of the UFO. Remember, the objective is to get clear, stable footage of the UFO. In order to do that, you want to avoid adjusting the phone as much as possible. Keeping your phone in landscape mode minimizes how often you will need to adjust it in order to keep the UFO in a frame. Number 5. Do not zoom in. Or out and in. No zoom. Zoom bad. Modern phone cameras achieve a zooming effect by digitally removing a portion of the pixels from the image. Then they mash the remaining pixels together to reform the image, and the end result is that you get a larger image, but it has larger pixels, meaning more pixelization and less clarity. However, if you leave the image zoomed out, you can use a program like After Effects to digitally scale up the UFO footage without losing definition. So try to resist the urge to zoom in to see what you're recording. As long as the UFO is in frame, just hold that phone steady. Number 6. Focus on your UFO. Most phones have an autofocus feature that you can activate by tapping on the screen on the object you wish to focus on. So the first thing you should try is tapping or focusing on the UFO directly. During daytime filming, this will sometimes work. However, during nighttime filming, this tactic seems to never work. Instead, what you have to try to do is to tap focus on other objects in the frame to try to get the camera to focus on them and see if the UFO comes into focus with them as well. It really is a process of trial and error, so don't be afraid to try different things. Just don't jiggle your phone too much while you're focusing. I read recently that the DJI drones are getting a software update in order to allow manual settings of the camera. So if you're using one of those or a digital camera, you can play around with the different aperture sizes and shutter speeds, and you can also manually focus on your UFO to get some perfect footage. If you're looking for more information on manual settings and shooting UFOs, head on over to the Gufon radio stream and see my buddy Rich Giordano.
We are live. This is Gufon radio stream.
He's been doing that sort of thing for a pretty long time, and I'm sure he'd love to answer any questions you may have. So head on over and check him out. But this video is for people who just happen to be out and about and spotted a UFO and are trying to film it with their cell phones. So let's go ahead and move on to number 7. Get some perspective. Not only is it great advice in life, but it's great advice when filming a UFO. If at all possible, try to get the ground in the frame with the UFO, as well as any buildings, people, trees, birds, anything that could be used to give perspective of the UFO's size, altitude, speed, and direction. If you include some kind of perspective in your footage, people who are analyzing it can use this information to try to gauge all of these factors. So try to get something in frame with your UFO, because we can all use a little perspective. Number 8. Geotag that bad boy, and check other settings. Before you begin recording, check your camera application settings to verify that you're recording in the highest frame rate and resolution. This will guarantee that any footage that you capture will be of the highest quality possible. Additionally, most phones allow GPS geotagging in a video if your location settings allow it. So make sure your location settings are allowed and enabled. This will encode the time and date, as well as the GPS coordinates into your video. Precise information of the date and time of the sighting, as well as exact GPS coordinates, is invaluable to researchers, because we use websites such as Flight Radar 24 to see if your UFO is a known commercial aircraft. You can use the website too. It's free. So after you spot your UFO, you can check the website and see if your UFO was actually an airplane for yourself. In fact, Flight Radar 24 has a mobile app for both Android and iPhone, which brings us to number 9. Use free applications. Let your smartphone be smart. You most likely have a smartphone if you are recording a UFO. There are free apps for your phone, like Flight Radar 24, that you can use to check for aircraft in your area at the time of the sighting. Star Tracker is a great astronomy app, and you can use it to rule out stars and planets. And there's even a free ship tracking app in case you spotted a UFO near a coastline or a waterway and want to rule out sea vessels. So you have a variety of free applications at your disposal. These are all amazing tools that I use when investigating UFO sightings. And like they say, free is a very good price. Number 10. You are recording audio as well as video. Use it.
What the hell?
If you can hear your UFO, try to be silent so you can capture any sounds the UFO is making on your video.
Are you hearing any sound, Lou? Seems like I'm hearing some kind of sound. Hold on, guys.
If the UFO is silent or you can't hear it, use the audio recording to document anything you might see or hear, but don't look at your phone for this part. Look at the UFO with your naked eye and describe it to the camera. Describe any colors or fluctuations you might see. Describe any movement. And if you get any strange feelings, like excitement, awe, or fear, describe them to the camera. Be as descriptive as you can. Just try to document anything that you can see or think of that might help identify this UFO.
All right, y'all. There's a big, something big. It is sitting diagonal, and it is just freaking hovering. And y'all, it's big. It's big. Oh my God.
So there you got it, folks. 10 great tips to help you film better UFO footage, if you're lucky enough to spot a UFO. Let's go over them. Number 1, film stationary. Stop your car, or bike, or horse, or whatever. Number 2, go outside. Exit your vehicle or leave your house. Number 3, use a tripod, stand, or other stable surface to steady the footage. Number 4, use landscape mode. Avoid trying to move the camera as the UFO moves. Number 5, do not zoom in or out, just don't zoom. Number 6, try to get the UFO in focus. Number 7, get some perspective in the footage. Number 8, encode your geotag and location settings in the footage, and verify other recording settings. Number 9, use those free applications that are at your disposal. Number 10, use your audio to capture UFO sounds or narrate the sighting. Number 11, if you get any good clear UFO footage, send it into Area 503. I hope this helps you guys get some good UFO footage. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below in the comments section. And by the way, the subscribe button is right down there too. Well guys, for now, that's all I got on tips and tricks to record better UFO footage. As always, this has been Manny at Area 503. And I wish you all the best until we meet again. And I am out of here to continue my search for universal truth.